going on, everybody? Welcome back to Locked In. My name is Chris, and I'm here with a good friend of mine and a special guest.
What's going on, you guys? Dylan Paronto here, amateur bodybuilder, Webster, Massachusetts, man. I linked up with Chris, like a year and a half, 2 years ago, something like that we met?
Yeah, bro. We met at a old place we used to train, and it's actually where Big Nate and his mom trained, so shout out Big Nate and Lou. Yeah, they're the ones, bro. Like, obviously everybody knows Big Nate in the collective, and you know, like, his mom is one of my favorite people, and obviously one of Dylan's too.
Yeah, awesome.
So I love talking to Nate, his dad, his brother. So good family.
Yeah.
So it pretty much it pays to know good people. Like, once you meet some good people, you have mutual friends. I feel like that leads to more mutual friendships as well. So, like I said, me and D used to train at this spot, but now we're at this new spot, Uncaged Fitness. It's an awesome gym.
Beautiful gym.
Honestly, like, yeah, I'll have you talk about the community, because, like, me going there as just a member, I see you at the front desk, like, that motivates me, because it's someone that's, you know, doing his own thing, bodybuilding, and, like, he's working there and doing his thing. Like, it motivates you. Like, you don't want to see someone that's just, like, working the gym and you don't see them working out.
Like going through the pace, so they're just there to be there.
Exactly.
A little extra money.
Right.
Bro, that gym in itself, because I've only been there like 2 months now. I've been working there. So just from that, bro, like, the environment is completely different than what I thought it was going to be. So I went from working originally in a small town, not a lot of people, versus now I'm in a city with a whole lot of people, and, like, very different demographic wise.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I like how diverse it is. I like how there's, you know, different age ranges, different types of people in there. Everybody comes from a different background, but they all come to train.
Right.
That one same goal that we all love.
Exactly.
Come to the gym to get better.
Right, exactly. And I love that. I think that if you're in the Worcester area, definitely check out Uncaged Fitness. I think it's a great spot. Honestly, my sister, I got her to start going, and she was a Planet Fitness member before, and she was always hating, like, the vibe of PF, like, how it wasn't really felt like a gym.
Yeah,
and she changed the gyms, and, like, Uncaged kind of changed her whole, like, dynamic of working out and stuff like that.
And that's what we try to kind of go for over there. We want everybody to feel as welcome as possible. Between me and anybody else who works the front, Wendell, Colin, Cody, any of us, bro, Kevin, like, we want you to be able to come in there, like, know that there's going to be people there who are going to take care of you, who are going to help you. You don't have to feel, like, timid to come ask a question. Like, if you want to come shoot the shit, then always feel free to come up, shoot the shit. If you're having a bad day, you need to vent for a second, come up and vent for a second. I'd rather you do that, get it out to me. I'm a complete stranger.
Yeah.
Come get it out to me and then go home, rather than you go home and sit on it and do something crazy. You know
right, exactly.
So I'd rather be that outlet for other people rather than them just, like, try to go through it alone.
That's more than a gym. That's a great community to have. And I was going to say, I've seen, like, in a sense, you talk about people opening up to you. You open up a lot in your YouTube videos. And if you guys, this will obviously be up on your YouTube channel as well. People will be able to see. But if you're from Lights Out Collective, go check out his YouTube channel. Some of my favorite bodybuilding YouTube content, just because he's so transparent in front of the camera. He talks about the things that he's went through the week before. Like, a lot of people, they only show maybe the good check-ins. They only show the stage body, you know, stuff like that. But you're not only showing the whole process behind it, but what you go through mentally, how you keep your faith in God. And honestly, that's motivating, because not a lot of people do that, if any. So I commend you for it. And if you need to, you know, reach out to someone who understands faith, understands the bodybuilding coach, stuff like that, I recommend reaching out to my man Dylan here. So again, appreciate you coming on.
Appreciate you having me.
And let's get going, man. So with bodybuilding, I just want to start off, like, that's a sport that not a lot of people can really understand from the outside. They kind of, like, look and they're like, dude, this person's, like, starving themselves or working their hardest just for one day on the stage. So take me into the mind of a bodybuilder. Take me into the mind of, like, how that is a sport in itself, how you are legit an athlete. People don't respect that, in my opinion. Like, you're an all day, everyday athlete. So just take me into the mind of that.
There's always been a huge misconception on bodybuilding, right? So my whole life I was an athlete, whether it was football, basketball, baseball, track, always wanted to be involved in something. And after college, after, like, I stopped playing football, I'm like, yo, I need to feed this competitive edge. I need to do something. So then I got it in the bodybuilding, and it was completely different than any other sport that I've been a part of. So all those other sports I mentioned, they're all, like, team sports. So there's a lot of factors that go into it. I like the thing about bodybuilding is it's all you. You put the work in. If you do it, you get the result. If you don't, you don't get the result.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So just being able to do that and like put that focus onto myself and really think about it like, all right, I gotta change how I'm eating. Eating has to be on point. Training has to be on point. Recovery has to, like, the most important thing that everybody slacks on. Mm-hmm. Everyone thinks, oh, I'm gonna train 3 hours in the gym a day and this, that, and the third. It's like, but you're sleeping 4 hours a night. You're not eating proper food. Like, you're not drinking enough water. You're not getting enough salt. It's a science that most people don't think. Most people think bodybuilders, we just get on stage and we flex. We're these pompous assholes. Like, we're all full of ourselves.
Right.
If you talk to any of us, we're the most down to earth people.
And again, like, I always see that from, like, because I keep up with a lot of bodybuilding content on YouTube, and everything that I watch, like, I see some people kind of tap into their emotional side and get into their side where it's like, listen, people don't understand where we're coming from. Like, you got to really be in the shit to understand what this sport is about.
100%.
And I think there's a really good example that actually goes to the gym. Her name's Robin Mays, I think it is.
Dude,
Olympian, bro. She's a beast. Like,
yeah.
Insane. And she talked about on a podcast one time where she was like, she started going on her lunch break to the gym, and like that motivated me. Like, she's like, I have to get it in. I have to get in that workout no matter what. No one's going to see it, whether I miss it, whether I do it. And that's what Lights Out is about too. Like, no one's going to see the work that you put in behind the scenes ever. You know, that's something that only you are going to see. So when you talk about bodybuilding literally being like a you versus you kind of mentality, it's a motivating factor in which, like, I feel like anybody who does that sport, you can kind of trust them and be like, okay, this person has something on their shoulders and they're chasing something
100%.
big.
Yeah. And it's hard. It's
hard work.
Very hard. Like, whether it's in off season or whether you're in prep, dude, they have their own downsides to them. Like, prep, all right, so for prime example, like, I'm on steroids, right? So a lot of that plays a big mental game for some people. I'm one of those people that it plays a game with. So I have to be able to balance, like, what I'm actually feeling versus, like, what the steroids are making me feel.
Okay.
So, like, prime example, like, I'm so depleted with food. I'm depleted with sleep. I'm not sleeping that well. I'm not getting in all the nutrients that my body needs. I'm a big dude. So for me to be eating 50 grams of carbs a day, getting deep into that prep, bro, like,
it's nothing.
No.
It literally feels like you're not having anything in your body.
Food,
yeah.
And it starts to mess with you mentally. So if you're not, like, in a good mental space, I don't think about doing a show. Don't think about hopping on if you're not in a good mindset.
Okay.
Because that'll set you back tremendously. And, like, your mental health needs to be first.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry about the stage. The stage will always be there.
Right.
But make sure that you go into it with your mind in a good spot. Because if not, like, it's going to make prep way worse. You're going to start holding water because your cortisol levels are so high. You're not sleeping proper. So, like, a lot of things play into it. Like, I've lost relationships due to prep.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was with this girl and we ended up splitting up probably 12 weeks out because I was paranoid. You know, my anxiety was through the roof, dude. Like, it wasn't the best, most pleasant person to be around. So I ended up getting that taken from me. But I was in such a space where my mind was just so focused.
Yeah.
This show, 12 weeks.
Right.
All right, yo, you don't want to be here? Yeah, it sucks. But all right, whatever.
You had that tunnel vision.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you have to.
Right.
There's no other way.
And again, I feel like that's a part where, you know, you had someone with you that was supporting you, but you weren't necessarily alone because you got God. Like, take me into the faith side of it, because I think a lot of times when people aren't mentally tough, maybe they're not mentally tough because they don't have that faith. And talk about that faith and how important it is for that.
Faith is everything. Faith is number one, no matter what you do, whether it's when you wake up first thing in the morning. First thing you should do, thank you, God, for waking me up today. You don't have to go into some whole big spiel, big speech. Just have that relationship with him. Open him up and bring him into your life first thing in the morning. Let him know that he is number one. And everything kind of falls into place, right? Like, I didn't grow up into the church. So it wasn't really something my family talked about a lot. I went through a lot of tough shit as a kid, as a lot of us do. You know what I mean? So my dad used to try to bring me to church as I got a little bit older, but I was such an angry kid. I had all these demons festered inside of me where it's like, I'd get pissed. I'd be sitting in there, I'd be hearing the word. I'm like, why the fuck am I here? Why am I doing this? And, like, as time got, like, I got a little bit older, I was probably 21 is when I really surrendered myself. I remember vivid, like, I went through a pretty bad breakup around that time. I was leaving the gym And I was driving home in silence, and I remember I just broke down. And I asked God, man, I asked him, one, I asked for my forgiveness. And two, I asked him to take over my life. Just take control over everything and just shine your light on me, because my way's not working. Every time I go about things my way, it's the same cycle over and over again. You know what I mean? I fall to lust. I fall to pride. I fall to my own ignorance, you know, rather than just sitting back for a minute and like letting him take over. Like when people say, Jesus, take the wheel, like genuinely, literally let him take over. Dude. Yeah, literally let him take over. And that's helped me drastically, whether it's, you know, bodybuilding, my relationships, my family life, all types of things like that. And it made me a nicer person.
Hell yeah. I love that, because the main message, like surrendering yourself to God, like you really hit a bottom where it was like this isn't working for me. God, Jesus, take the wheel. And I think, I mean, I've had that moment. Like I'm 2 years and some change clean of alcohol. And like, that was my moment when I was at my lowest, was the night where I was like, make the decision. And I'd ask God, I was like, if you get me through this, I promise you, I will do what it takes to get to the other side. So I think like a lot of people, when they actually surrender to their faith and ask God for that guidance, that help, they'll be amazed at what can actually happen, the doors that might open for them. And it might not be right away. It might not be instant gratification like everybody wants, but as soon as you surrender yourself, good will happen.
100%.
And a lot of people need to understand that. So yeah, I think you talking about your faith in not only your videos, but just in general, I think it's huge, because I think you got baptized
March 8th.
Yeah. Congratulations, bro. Like that's a big deal. A lot of people, you know, they get baptized because they grow up in the church. Like I grew up in the church. I got baptized. I made my first communion, stuff like that. But I never understood what was going on. Like I was in church. I was like, okay, God, Jesus, stuff like that. I went to a Catholic school. But again, I never really understood what was really going on, what was being taught to me. So again, I had to grow up, learn things on my own, go through my own demons and stuff like that. And again, I think that's what a lot of people have to go through 100%. To really, you know, get to the other side and be like, okay, this is where I want to go in my life. So it's important.
You got to be able to suffer. Everybody has to be able to suffer.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You have to be able to hit the bottom, but still reach that hand so he can pick you back up. Because you can fall 1,000,000 times, but he's going to pick you up 1,000,001.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Every time.
You have to believe. Like a lot of people think, oh, if you're a Christian, you got to be perfect. It's farthest thing from the truth. Farthest thing from the truth. You don't go to the doctor when you're perfectly healthy. You know what I mean? Like you go when you're sick, and Jesus wants the sick, yo. So he wants imperfect people. And I'm as imperfect as it comes, but I can wear that. You know what I mean? A lot of people try to get in denial about it. Like, no, I'm not like that. I'm not judgmental. I'm not. But yeah, we are. We're all imperfect human beings. We all struggle with something, some sort of, whether it's lust, it's cussing, it's cursing our neighbor. Like, yo, you'd be driving in traffic, someone cuts you off, you want to tell them to go fuck themselves. You know what I'm saying? Little things like that. But just having it in mind, it changes everything. It changes your whole perspective. Once you catch the Holy Ghost, once the Holy Ghost like resides in you and you know he's there, you can't go and do those same sins anymore, because now you feel convicted.
Right.
You feel like a heavy weight, like you don't want to disappoint your father.
Right.
You know, I don't want to disappoint mine. That's a terrible feeling. The one person who literally laid his life on the line for me, and I'm gonna
disappoint.
Exactly. That's craziness to me.
Yeah. Nah. Exactly. What was the hardest part about stepping on stage for the first time? So like you obviously went through prep. You went through, you know, times of, you know, that anxiety, like self-doubt, stuff like that. And you didn't know what was going to happen when you hopped on that stage. So what was it like, you know, hopping on that stage mentally?
Honestly, from my experience, like I didn't have nerves.
No? Didn't feel like a game day or anything like that?
Nah, like you might get a little pre-game jitters the day before, but that morning, yo, you're just so hyper-focused and you're just so ready to go. It's like I've been busting my ass for however long, you know what I mean? However long your prep is, 20, 16 weeks, whatever. I've been grinding, dude. I don't care about nothing else. I'm getting on this stage and I'm turning up no matter what. No matter what you place, man, you just got to go out there and give everything you got.
I feel like that moment, it presents itself into like a much bigger, like, listen, like all this that I put in, this is the moment. How could you be nervous? How could you feel like unprepared or anything like that? Like it's going to take care of itself. So, talk about like the off season. You're currently in off season right now. We talked about your coach, Coach Kyle. big help to what you're
Absolute
doing,
dog,
Coach
bro.
Kyle.
Shout out Coach
Yeah.
Kyle, bro. Big K.
Yes, sir. He's doing his thing down in South Carolina,
Yeah,
following his dreams, which is awesome. Always like to see people following their passions. But talk about the off season. Talk about what you're going through, how it's been different this time around, and what your goal is.
So off season so far has been very good, very efficient. We're up 20 pounds in 6 weeks. Still wicked lean, you know, putting on a lot of dent size. It's good. My one thing I've learned over the years, my metabolism works so good, dude. I have such a good metabolism. My digestion's really good. A lot of things a lot of guys have a hard time with comes very natural to me.
Yeah.
The hardest part for me though is eating, bro. I don't like to eat a lot of food.
So you, like I was gonna say, the appetite kind of stays low.
Yeah,
Okay.
big time. Like most of the time I eat my meals, I'm not hungry.
Okay.
Like I wake up in the morning,
Force them down.
I'm not hungry. It sucks. You know what I mean? You're eating 5,200 calories a day, 700, 800 grams of carbs a day, like nonstop, dude. So that on top of working and then on top of training, it's a lot. The training is the fun part.
Yeah,
I
you're
love
right.
nothing more than I love than going to the gym to go train.
Right.
And then same thing with like sleep. Like I got to make sure that I'm getting enough sleep. But I take care of 2 of my nephews. You know what I'm saying? Me and my mom take care of 2 of my sister's kids. So I got to cater to them when I go home as well. So trying to balance all of those things and like still be like a father figure almost. And that's probably one of the hardest parts, but everything else is fun.
Yeah.
Getting big is fun. Getting strong is fun. Force feeding ground beef and rice is fun.
That's the part that I feel like gets a little dry, especially the ground beef gets dry. I mean,
Same food all the time.
that's the part I think I like. If when I was kind of like trying to do, I wasn't bodybuilding, but I was trying to get on some kind of plan and everything. I struggle with the food the most. Right now, I'm doing like a full body plan. My boy Dante got me set up on it, but the biggest thing has been like, damn, I do not eat enough food. Like, and I think a lot of people, they're like, oh, if I lift in the gym, I lift so and so amount of pounds, I'll be fine. Like, if you lift 100 pounds every day in the gym and you don't get in your 100 grams of protein, you're probably not going to get any muscle.
Bro, I have clients like that all the time. Like dudes will be like, oh, I eat so much, I can't gain weight. And I'm like, all right, so tell me, what are you eating a day? And then they tell me, I'm like, dude, you're not eating shit, dude. Not even close, man.
It's like they think they're eating it, but it's just filled with carbs, fat, like the protein that's the most important part.
A bunch of BS, dude. You know, for your weight, you should be hitting your at least your body weight in protein a day. At least. Like that's bare minimum. You know what I mean? And then fill in the rest carbs and fat. Some people respond better to a lot, like more fat and less carbs. Some people, you know, vice versa. They respond better to more carbs and less fat. So you have to be able to find what works for you. Everybody's different.
Exactly.
Everybody's different. So like I always tell people in my videos all the time, don't copy and paste what I do because it might not work for you. Try it, see if it does work, and take little implements like, oh, this works, I like this, so I'm going to keep doing it. You'll never see me do a movement that I don't like. You'll never see me eat a food that I don't like. Because one, I want to do this for a long time. The longevity of it, I don't want to burn myself out. But primarily, you don't want to eat for flavor anyway, you know what I mean? You want to think of it as fuel. You're not going to put diesel gas into an F-150.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You want to put diesel in that. You know what I'm saying?
You want to feed the right nutrients for your body and stuff like that, for sure. So like we said, we talked about your YouTube channel, making your YouTube videos. Where did you kind of realize like that was more than a hobby for you? Like you really like were passionate about not only the bodybuilding side of it, but making the content creation side of it.
So I got into the content because my cousin Keon, he's the one who really pushed me to do it. He pushed me to it he tried to get me to do it for years, ever since COVID happened. And he's like, yo, like you have the physique for it, you have the personality, like why don't you just do it? And I've always been a pretty shy, didn't have the best self-esteem growing up. So like in my mind, I'm like, nobody gives a fuck what I'm doing. Why would I do that? And then I finally caved in and I started doing it. And I'm like, yo, this is actually pretty cool. I started getting like good feedback. A lot of people like, yo, I love your videos. I love what you talk about. So at that point, it's like, it's more than just content creation, more than just showing a physique and showing people how to work out. How can I reach as many people as I possibly can? And I can do that with the bodybuilding because they're initially attracted to my physique. Like a lot of younger people, a lot of younger kids have reached out and they're like, yo, I want to look like you. So if I can get them to lock in visually first and then listen to my message after, That's huge to me.
Huge. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was going to say the platform that it creates, like I was going to say with Lights Out Collective, we've created a platform, and I think what you're doing is you're creating a platform where it's not only helping people follow what they want to do and kind of like, all right, yeah, I was a shy kid, you know, I didn't have the best self-esteem, but I made these videos, and now people are following me because they like how genuine I am. They like how transparent I am. When did you realize, like, all right, this platform is more than just like the views, the clicks, like this is something where I could really share who I am as a person?
Probably a little over a year ago.
Yeah.
A little over a year. That's when I really started posting a lot of my, like a lot of my content about my faith and about God. That's when I really started getting into it. And I got a lot of good feedback from that. A lot of people started reaching out, and like people asked me about, you know, church and all these other things. I always tell people all the time, come to church with me. Like I'm not the best at explaining it. I'm still trying to learn, you know, the ways of the Bible and, you know, his word. So I always tell them, just come and find out for yourself. There's nothing that I can do or tell you that's going to convince you, but just come feel it. And every time somebody comes over, they're like, dog, that's an energy I've never felt before. I'm like, 'cause that's the Holy Ghost, bro. You encountered him. Like he's real.
For real.
And he's in all of us.
Yeah, and he is. And what church do you go to? Like Lifesong? Lifesong. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I went to Lifesong in Sutton once before. I had a past girlfriend who went there every Sunday with her family, and I went once. And I grew up in like a Catholic church. I grew up with like kind of like the lectures, talking
Very different.
extremely different.
Yeah.
And I was blown away at how passionate people were, and like it wasn't even. There's tons of different demographic, tons of different people in there, and they're all focused on one thing, just celebrating God.
That's it, bro. And that to me is what is most important. Because if you look at anything going on in the world, everybody's so separated. Black, white, Hispanic, gay, straight, Republican, Democrat, all this, bro. Everything's separated. But it's not supposed to be like that.
Not at all.
It's not supposed to be like that. Like, we're all one people. All of us. We're all equal. We all bleed the same red blood. We cry the same tears. We breathe the same oxygen. We drink the same water. There is nothing different between us. Nothing. Even in the Bible, it says we're all different shades of wheat. So we're all one color, bro. It's like there's no difference between me, a black dude, a Spanish dude, an Asian dude. Nothing. There's absolutely zero. We're all one person.
Right. We're all on this earth. I mean, I think I talked about it in a podcast before, like there's 8 billion of us on this. And I think sometimes we're like, oh, we're the only people feeling this type of way. Like, no, like we're all going through something. 100%. It might not be the same exact thing, but we can lend a helping hand to each other.
Exactly. Yo, if more people had grace in their heart, we'd have a much better place.
Oh, absolutely. I totally agree with you. Yeah.
Like, if people just opened up their heart in a more open, like an open-minded way almost, where like you can actually just sit there and listen to somebody. You don't got to agree with everybody.
Right.
But like, yo, you got people getting killed and shit over people not, just not even agreeing. Like, that's craziness to me.
It's insane.
That's wild to me.
It doesn't, and it happens a lot more nowadays than it ever has before. And it just shows you how like divided we are as humanity. And it's sad because we're trying to reunite. We're trying to build up something that lasts generations.
100%.
Like, again, if you look back in history kind of repeated itself over and over again. Like, when is that going to stop? When is that push in humanity going to come? And I don't know. I feel like our age group has that it factor, if you will. Like, we all have a passion that runs deeper than the fear of failure. 100%. And I think that can kind of meet both ways, where it can lead to better humanity, but also just better for ourselves in a sense. So if someone feels called to something that, you know, scares them, that is kind of like they're hesitated towards, kind of like the way you were with making videos or maybe even going to bodybuilding, what would be your message towards them or to them to kind of get past that hump, if you will?
Yo, you just got to send it. You got to just do it.
Just do it, huh?
Everybody waits for the right time. There's no such thing.
No.
The right time is right now. It pops in your mind. You got to go do it.
Right.
Because at some point, you're going to have to face that fear. You can't run from it.
Do it or don't, time will pass anyway is one of my favorite quotes, because like literally you are your own like creator. Like, you can do, obviously God created you for a purpose and stuff like that, but you have the tools to do it.
100%.
You put your faith in him. He's like, hey, listen, I gave you this ability, go do it. And whatever that ability is, a lot of people kind of take their time figuring out, oh, what's my purpose? What is it? Sometimes they just need to send on what they care about the most.
Well, that's the biggest thing, is finding your purpose, because every single one of us has it. It's whether you're going to do it for good or you're going to do it for bad. But we all have that purpose. There was a point in my life, dog, I was probably like throughout high school, and then a little bit after I graduated, bro, like I went through a pretty big depression. You know what I'm saying? Like I was never suicidal or nothing, but I never cared if I woke up or not. I never cared if something happened. All right, yo, like if I'm driving, fuck it. If I crash the car, it is what it is. If I die today, fuck it. It is what it is. But God kept me here for a reason. And he kept me going over and over, bro. There's been so many situations where I shouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't be in the same situation that I'm in, but he protected me that whole time. And I never understood as to why until now. Until now, when I found my purpose. And that's to reach out to as many people as I possibly can. If there's anything I want to be remembered for, it's about how much, like, how big my faith is. That's what I want to be remembered for. Not for bodybuilding, not for YouTube, not for content, but this man tried his absolute best to be as faithful and to be as righteous as he possibly could. You know what I'm saying? So there's going to be times where we all fall, but you got to remember he's there and he's not going anywhere.
No, he's not.
So just open the door and let him in.
Let him in. Yes, absolutely. I agree 100%. I think that a lot of people need to take that message and kind of look at themselves and be like, even if they didn't grow up believing in God or having, you know, that faith, believe in something, have some faith in the world, in the earth, whatever that may be. Like, you don't have to necessarily put your faith into something that you can't see, because a lot of people, they're like, if I can't see it, I don't believe it. But like, that's where faith comes in. You have to have that belief. You
can't
have
see
to have
air. Can't see the air. You still know
you're breathing.
You're still breathing.
Yeah, exactly.
100%. We all go to sleep hoping that we wake up. That's faith. You go to sleep with faith, knowing you're going to wake up in the morning.
Yeah. I pray every night before I go to bed, and it's not because, you know, I just want to pray and hopefully I make it through. It's thanking for the day I had. Let's wake up tomorrow.
Still, and a lot of people, they say, I don't know how to pray. There is no right way. Doug, just talk to him.
You know how to talk, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Talk to him like you're talking to one of your boys. Don't try to be all proper. You know that's not you. That's not authentic. You got to be the real genuine you. Yeah. Yes. So, Doug, I'll be in my car sometime cussing like, what the fuck is going on? Why am I doing this? God, I don't understand. Then I start laughing. Like, yo, he's probably laughing at me, dog. Like, yo, why are you tripping for me? You're in such a good spot. And he's like, I got you. I'm not going to put you in a situation where you can't handle it.
Every time.
It's never going to happen.
Hell yeah.
I've never once met somebody who's turned their life to God and their life got worse. Never seen.
See, I love that, because anytime someone says like, oh, when I surrendered to God, this happened, and it's always a positive thing. I've never heard someone say, when I surrendered to God, my life went to shit. Yeah, I think there's a great, like, obviously the Bible, like there's a great story, like the story of Job. Like everybody talks about that one, how he lost everything. He kept his faith in God and he got everything plus more.
And then,
and like that is like the perfect, like, example of why you should have that faith, is because not because of the materialistic things you have or stuff like that, but because you're on this earth for a reason. You're living, you're breathing, and he's supplying you with things that he knows that you're capable of receiving and bringing, you know?
100%.
We talked about how you were in a few of these, like, I would say like depressive moments, and God pulled you out. What were like that one moment you talked about? I think it was after a breakup where God pulled you out. You were in your car. How did you know that that was the time where you had to surrender? Like, how did you, because a lot of people, they hit that point and they're just like, okay, I'm going to figure out, but I'm going to continue the same habits I'm going to do and stuff like that. How'd you leave those bad habits, those, I would say like those devilish habits in the past?
So it was recognizing that they weren't serving me any purpose. Like, it was just like, it was a feeling that I got. Like I went to go do, like I went to go say, primarily I went to go drink, right?
Okay.
Knowing I shouldn't be out getting drunk.
Yep.
And there was one weekend I remember me and a couple of the boys that wanted to go out. And typically I'm like, yeah, yo, let's go rip, dog. If I'm going, I'm going. But I felt so convicted. And I'm like, if I go to this, I already know what's going to happen. I'm going to end up, one, probably hammered, right? Two, possibly could black out, could end up in a very bad situation, right? Three, sleep with some random girl that I have absolutely no ties to. And if people don't think that there's like sexual soul ties, they're so wrong, dude. You're so wrong.
Crazy.
Every time you interact with somebody like that, you get so tied in with them and you don't even know it. Bro, there's been countless times where I prayed for God to break those soul ties off of me and to get those demons off of me, bro. That's all it is. It's just demons onto you, bro. It serves you absolutely zero purpose.
Absolutely. I think like we could go dive into lust real quick, because lust is something that I feel like with young men especially,
every
is
single
a
one of us.
struggle. Like
Absolutely.
I myself, like, honestly, like, I've talked about on camera once before, but one of the best relationships I've ever had, and something that I should still be in to this day. I mean, I learned a lot of myself since then, but it ended because of my lustful actions, because I was chasing lustful actions other than what I was getting. And
100%.
I was in a perfect relationship. Like, it was one of those relationships where, like, sure, there's issues, but you can work on those issues because you're going to work on yourself. You know what I'm saying? But again, fell to lust. And I think that is when a few months later, I surrendered myself to God fully, and like, changes your life. Because there's men, especially now with the world we live in, like OnlyFans, fucking the hub is like free. People are, you scroll on any social media and it's temptation right there, right there.
Boom, everywhere.
It's crazy.
No matter what.
And it's the world that we're living in, but it's also just like, there's kids now that it's being like normalized to them too, and that is completely backwards. I wasn't thinking about anything sexual until I was like 17, 18. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, there's kids 13, 14 that are getting into this shit now. Bro, it's just ruining it for the future.
It's all designed that way. 100%. I can get into a deep rabbit hole with that one.
I mean, we got time. We can definitely do it. So,
bro, like there's, it's designed that way.
Yeah.
Because how does one control an entire world of people? You attack the youth.
Yeah.
Attack the youth.
Yeah.
The youth are the next ones up. So how do we contaminate them?
Yeah.
OnlyFans, fucking Doug, Megan Thee Stallion, and all these, bro. You're gonna tell me that's what these little girls are looking up to? No. Sexy Red, Glorilla, bro. Talking about the craziest things. These are the women that they're looking up to.
And if it is
empowering, bro, come on, man.
I know he, like, Matt's behind the camera, but we talk about all the time how there just has to be shame, like public shame that's brought back nowadays. Like, if you see someone that's doing something that's completely backwards, why are you celebrating it? Why are you making that the next big thing? Why are you giving that the clicks and stuff like that? And I feel like that gets the negative, or it gets the positive attention. One
of the biggest sins in the Bible is pride. Having too much pride, being too prideful. What's the whole big movement called these days? Pride. It's literally in front of our face.
Every day. Every
single day. And a lot of people at the same time, bro, they get so misconstrued with that, bro. Like, a lot of people, like, with that certain group, with a lot of, like, gay people or whatever, they think Christians and God hates that. No, that's not what we're saying at all. All we're saying is we hate the sin. We love the sinner. We love you as a human being. Me, specifically, I'll open up anybody to open arms, no matter what. I don't like the sin you're doing, but doesn't mean that I'm going to shun you. Doesn't mean that I'm going to disrespect you. You know what I'm saying? I sin myself. The same sexual lusty sin that I have is the same exact sin that they have. It's the same exact thing. So instead of us tearing each other down and judging and pointing the finger to each other, we just need to come together and just love each other as human beings, as Jesus loved all of us. That's what all of us need. Instead of pointing the finger, oh, you're wrong, you're this, you're that. That's how nothing fucking works.
No,
that's how you keep all of us separated. Again, it's all planned. Because what's the scariest thing to a fucking government? A group of strong people who are together,
working together against you.
That's the whole point, bro. Like, I used to be so deep into like the politics and this and that. I used to get so into it. Now it's like, dog, neither of them give a fuck. Let's be completely honest. No matter who's in office, we're gonna get smoked which some other way. Dog, it's all planned. It's all a big plan. And it's something I had to take a big step back. It's one thing my dad always taught me, because my dad was a big conservative and my mom was more on the liberal side.
It's kind of how my family is, yeah.
So my dad always told me, he's like, don't believe what I say. Don't believe what your mother says. Do your own research and figure it out yourself.
Right.
And I started to do that. You know what I mean? I stopped being a victim to myself. I stopped blaming other people for all the problems going on in my life and this, that, and the third. And I kind of started just doing my own research on things. And it's like, I can't serve a human being, bro, but I can serve Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to agree with what everybody says, but I know that the love that I give is what everybody needs. You know what I mean? It's what I need.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's never me who's talking, who's saying these empowering things. It's not me. It's him. he's just using me to say these things. You know what I'm saying? Because like I'm not the best talker, I'm not a good public speaker, but at times I can really spit and get some things going, and it's like that's not even me, dude.
Right.
That's him. That's the Holy Spirit talking through me.
Right. And that just shows how it's more of your purpose as well to spread that and have that platform to spread it.
100%.
Man, I love this conversation. Has been awesome. Honestly, like I want to dive one more time into what is your why behind it? We've actually talked about it, like the whole time, but like in a 2 sentences or less, like what is your why?
To try to make the world a better place, to give somebody something positive to look forward to seeing on the internet rather than some negative BS.
Yeah.
You know, so I can potentially hopefully save somebody's life. You see me at the gym every day. Every single person who comes in and out of that place, I say hi to. Because you never know. That one person could be coming into that gym and they're like, this is going to be my last workout before I go home and kill myself. And by me just saying, hi, how are you? How's your day? That could completely change it.
Yeah.
And if I don't know what's going on, but if me being nice to somebody and being graceful and showing them genuine love and care is all it takes for them to feel that and to feel loved and appreciated, to keep them here, then I will.
As human beings.
Yeah.
That's what we need to do more so.
Bro, there's nothing more that I cannot stand than seeing people go against each other. People get hurt and people, like, dog, this world, it makes me sad, bro. It genuinely does, watching a lot of this stuff. It makes me sad.
It does.
Because we're all human beings.
And we're better than this. We're so much better
than this.
It's crazy.
So freaking much better. And it's just one of those things that we just have to keep, staying in our faith. Keep our faith high, make sure we keep Jesus Christ first. Keep on spreading his love and fulfilling him as much as we possibly can. You know, everything that we do, he comes first. And that way we can build an empire. We can build it back.
Absolutely.
We just need enough people. We just need a big enough of a movement. And I think that a lot of young kids are starting to wake up to that. A lot of the younger generation, they're like church attendance is at an all-time high. It's been in years. So many more people are turning to Christianity and just following Jesus. So if we can keep that up and we can stay consistent with it, keep our faith strong, then I'm fully confident that we can shift this entire world, dude.
I agree with you.
100%.
100%. I think that there's too much good to not be used, to utilize. Like I said, our age group is the changers. I think that this 5-year, whether it was from like 97 to like 2002, 2003, like that little age group, they're starting to become old enough to have the power to change some things. And I think that's important. And what you talked about is being at the gym and maybe just saying hello to someone and changing their life. I know Matt's behind the camera, but Matt's worked at Planet Fitness for like 6-7 years, and he's had other jobs, but like he's always kept one day at Planet Fitness. And I always asked him why, and he's always told me he loves interacting with the people. He loves seeing the people every single day that come in there and giving them that extra oomph to, hey, this is a place where you can feel safe and stuff 100%. Like that. And I think people like that, like you, him, myself, like there needs to be more of that. There needs to be more people who reach out and say, hey, we're in this together. Let's work together and let's try this out.
Yeah. Dude, it's so easy to be good to each other. It's so easy to be nice to each other. Small compliments here and there. Dude, I love your shirt, bro. That thing's sick. Dude, fire lid, bro. I fuck with it. Little things like that, bro. You can see somebody come in straight face and you compliment them one time and their face lights up.
Yes, bro. Yes.
That's the best gift I could ever receive. There's no amount of money on this planet. There's no amount of gold, jewel, nothing, bro. Absolutely not. I don't want any of it as long as I can keep being myself.
Yeah.
Keep spreading what I'm spreading, bro. Like, I don't care about bread.
No.
I'd go broke and live in a box before I sold myself for some bread, dog.
I always think that. I'm always thinking like, listen, like I'm like, oh, I should have more money by this age, but it's like, if I went any different direction than I did, I wouldn't be where I am. I wouldn't have the platform that I have. I wouldn't be doing what I've been doing. I literally probably would have just given up on the dream. You know what I'm saying? And that's not me. That's not how I am. That's not how I was raised, I feel like. And yeah, there needs to be more people that really take that initiative to go forward and try to, do something. Like my boy Dylan here, he's doing it. He's spreading that message and he's being as authentic as he can, and more people need to do that. So Dylan, I appreciate you coming on here, bro.
I appreciate you
sharing your story, sharing your experiences. You can go to Uncaged Fitness. You can see Dylan working there. go have a conversation with him. I'm sure he'll be happy to have a conversation
Always
with
open
you.
to talk.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. I'm a yapper, so
So
love to talk.
So am I. Appreciate you coming on, man. Again, it's been a pleasure, but this has been Locked In. Appreciate you guys for watching. Check out Dylan's channel. He has some cool YouTube videos, does some bodybuilding, voiceovers. Shout out to Garrett, his filmmaker, awesome filmmaker as well.
Beast with the camera.
Dude, he's insane. He is.
With the camera.
So appreciate you coming on, and yeah, we'll talk to you guys later. See ya.
Peace.